Evening. So tonight I'm back with Norfolk Angling Club, and it's a nice mild evening. It's about 6:30 and we're just about to kick off with the next match, which is Overstrand. So that's a shallow sandy beach with groins every about, I don't know, 60 yards or something, I suppose. And yeah, we're fishing from high water down to low, and the tide's just starting to ebb now. 22 anglers booked in for this one, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. There's a bit of swell just coming in, but not too much. I've never fished it this time of year, but hopefully there'll be a few fish about. Time will tell. Right, so bait wise is simple enough. I was in an open match yesterday, and I've got the remnants of what I used, some wraps of blacks, and I was lucky enough to be pegged next to Chris Spall, who's a really well-known match angler in East Anglia, and he had some bait left over, and so I've got that as well, some really nice sticky black lug. I've got a few blow lug as well, but they pass their best. They look like death, so I don't know whether they'll even make the hook, but these blacks should catch a few fish if they're there. Nice and sticky, so ideal for dabs and whiting. And on my next peg I've got John Spalton and Gus the dog, so hopefully you'll meet them in due course, because he's been on a couple of other videos, so we all know Gus the dog. So yeah, that is the plan. 3-hook flapper, and I'm going to start by chucking it as far as I can and then see what happens. Not down here really, but all the pegging is from about 30 yards to the right of the slipway, if you know Overstrand, and then it goes all the way west towards Cromer. So peg 1 is right up the other end, and I'm peg 12, so I'm smack in the middle really. I don't know what it's like. I know a couple of friends have fished here before and it's been snaggy and problematic in this area, so I just hope the first cast comes back and that'll give me a bit of confidence. But middle of the road, if I had my choice, obviously I'd be somewhere nearer the end, but can't do anything about it on a draw. We also have prizes for biggest round and biggest flat, so if it looks like I'm having a disaster, I'll have a go for one of them, but we shall see, shan't we? So if you're ever lucky enough to fish in one of these matches, you'll meet Gus the dog. He's next door to me all evening, so if you bring fish baits with you, squid, anything like that, keep them guarded. And his two mates are down there in the distance. So yeah, he don't like worms though, so I'll be alright tonight because I haven't brought any fish baits with me. 3-hook flapper, size 1 hooks, and then if I can't catch anything on that, I'll go out a distance with something else, something clipped down anyway. But yeah, first cast is in the water and the tide is receding fast. 3.5 hour match, finish at 10:30, so we'll see what happens. Well, no one likes to see that. That's first cast on the beach, and that is a tiny baby little whiting, and the other 2 hooks, nothing. So this beach can be really good, flounders, codling, but I just don't know what it's like after Christmas because I've never been here. But lovely sandy beach, no snags on the first cast, that's brilliant. No weed, it'll be a pleasant evening's fishing, but they've got to get better than that. We're fishing tide out, so hopefully things will improve. Fixed ball reel, 13-foot rod that's capable of casting about 6 ounces with bait. Yeah, 15-pound line, 60-pound shock leader, and a 3-hook flapper. Pretty standard stuff, catch everything, but hopefully we'll get something. But yeah, it'll be my 4th match this week, and gradually they're getting uploaded to YouTube, so you will be able to catch up with them once I've edited them and done what I need to do to get them sorted. Yeah, hopefully this one won't be a disaster, but it's not started very well. The beach, and it's almost a repeat of the first, in that is a whiting. It's about 25 centimetres, and we're fishing to our size limits, and that's 27 they got to be. So he's undersized, So we'll quickly unhook him, get him back in the sea where the other one went, and try again. The other two hooks are empty. I think that's going to be slow. Lovely sandy beach, easy to walk on, no snags here that I can find at the minute, although might change at low water. Yeah, really easy fishing, but slow. Well, this will be a familiar sight to anyone that's followed my channel. Double shot the whiting, one there and one there, and one of them is 27 centimetres. So I'm going to get on the card. So where are the flounders? That's what I want to know. Love to get one of them, but beggars can't be choosers this time of year. We're in for a patchy old period, I reckon, between now and March until the spring species turn up. But it's good to keep in touch with the gear, keep on the beach, keep doing a bit of fishing, and yeah, double shot of white. It continues. They're not in numbers by any stretch of the imagination, but it's another whiting. He's not big enough. He's a centimetre undersized, and a 26 centimetre whiting is one of the most frustrating sights in these matches you can get. But this time of year you can get rockling out there as well, some good ones, also flounders, dabs, but hopefully as the tide gets near the bottom we can get into a gully or something and pick a few up. But at the moment no one around me has carded a fish. I've seen a couple of little whiting come up the beach, so it's much of a muchness. But anyone that knows a bit about beach fishing, or particularly match fishing, you can be doing something and up the other end of the beach can be totally different. So who knows, keep sticking at it. What I am catching is at about 80 yards, I would say. But I did try one in short, got a little pin white in, one out long, got a little pin white in, and the one I've got on the card and that one both came at about 80 yards. So that's alright, southerly wind, so you can pump it out there. Nice evening's fishing. At the beginning of the video the groins were about 60 yards apart. That's a lie, they're a lot further apart than that. Don't know how far, but anyway, I drew peg 12 and I am about sort of 10 yards to the left of one of these, and they go well out into the sea down here, and luckily the tide is running right to left, because if it had been running right left to right I'd be in right trouble and be able to get my gear back. But ebbing tide, there's not much of it at all really, small tides. What there is should be going right to left, so hopefully I'll be able to keep out the way of this critter. There is a bit of kelp or whatever the seaweed is floating around in the sea, and I've dragged it in thinking I have got a bigger whiting than I have. That obviously is getting ripped off of these groins, but yeah, an hour gone, all to play for. And I am after a flounder tonight, if I can get one. Right, that's more like it. Double shot of sizable whiting. One's 28, the other one might just go 29. So you do get decent points for whiting, and I'm going to eat them too anyway. So that's going to be alright. Cut a few fish fingers. But yeah, it's just a case when these scratching matches of just trying to find what you can really. But it might pick up. I've got a lot more weed on that cast, so that can be a nuisance on the shallow beaches. But yeah, signs are good now. See what we can do. We can't keep a good man down. John Spalton's come over and he's got one 28. That's you on the card then, mate?
Yeah, thank goodness.
Yeah, that can be hard work, but
Just chuck it.
he's got one, he's happy. And it's been steady. I've managed to find a couple of better whiting. Biggest one was 34, so I'm up to 112 points. But that means nothing. I should think that's being well beaten further up in the deeper water. But you never know, do you? It's not over to the last cast. So just keep plodding along and trying. It's working. So tactics are working. Right, well I have managed the odd decent one, but I've reverted back to catching the little ones, and there's plenty of that weed in the sea as well. Makes them feel a lot bigger than they are. Not doing too bad, but that flounder, I can't catch that. Very elusive at the moment. It's not been very good lately, but for catching them, but I shall persevere. An hour to go. really good turnout tonight, again with 22 anglers. You can't argue with that for a Monday night. Hopefully the nights are going to pull out and we'll be able to start videoing these in some sort of light. That's going to make it a lot easier. But yeah, that's been a fairly good night, but I've got to dedicate what I have caught to Wizzy, who I was fishing with yesterday. He gave me a rack of black lug and I've left them in the car since the minute he gave them to me, really. They've stunk the car out, they're hanging. They're just, you have to whip them on the hook to have any chance of keeping them on, but the fish seem to like them. So that's what's, I haven't done any damage really. I've caught a few whiting, but what I have caught have been on that. But I really would like to get a couple of flatfish in the last sort of 4 or 5 casts. That'd finish the night off well. Tide's got near the bottom, I've started picking up triple shots. And I think only one of them, that middle one's probably in size. The other 2 are just under, I think. But yeah, right, we're getting measured in, and then get one's going to make fish fingers, and the others are going straight back in the sea to grow bigger for next year. I've just caught this little white, and he's not big enough. But what on earth is that thing? It's a parasite of some sort, and he's stuck on his tail. Great big lump of a thing. If you know what that is, leave a comment at the end of the video, but I'm going to try and get it off for the fish's sake, and then yeah, get him back in the water, and he can live without that, I'm sure. But yeah, let me know what that is. Right, just about to reel the last cast in, and then we'll be up in the car park. But yeah, if anyone does know what that parasite was, I'd love to hear about it. But I finished on 168 points, which represents some fish fingers. But yeah, overall not too bad. I've seen some triple shots coming up the beach, and I imagine the winner will come from the far end, pegs 1 to 5, something like that. But we'll go and find out. And yeah, no dabs for me, no rockling, no flounders. Just how many have I got? 9 whiting, sizable ones. Biggest one 34 centimetres. So yeah, good bit of sport on a Monday night. We're ready.
Right, okay. Tough night, everybody. Right, to save our time, we're just going to do the top 5, and it makes the adding up a little bit easier for me. Right, in the top 5. But first of all, missed something. Welcome to Dwayne Lockwood and Daniel Lockwood. Hope you enjoyed the match.
Yeah, it's good.
Hope we see you again.
Yeah. I'm gonna make some more choices.
I've got a load of your leader line if you want it.
Just gonna
Right,
go down that side.
in 5th place, Jamie Medler.
Well done, Jamie.
Well done,
8
Jamie.
fish, 130 weight points. 4th, and a welcome return to Andy Bunn. Must be all those management courses.
That's all them courses, you're welcome.
So we're going to frame this positively. 9 fish, 148 points, so he hasn't lost his touch. 3rd place, Nathan Drury, 11 fish, 167. But 2nd place, 9 fish with 168 points. So just a whisker is Pond Pete.
Well done,
Pete. On the
Cameraman.
Well done. And a resounding 1st place goes to Steve Medler, gets the trophy, 18 fish, 351.
Well done, Steve.
I think Steve, after about
can you
3 of
polish
those,
it
might
next
have to
week?
keep it.
You can keep it.
You're not coming back next week, no?
No, I probably won't come next week.
Alright, okay.
All right. Oh, good. At least he gives us a chance to win something else. Right, let's see if we can do it without the VAR that we had last week. Anybody beat a 34 centimetre flounder? Congratulations, Andy Turk. Well done.
Thanks, Dirk. There you go, mate. 2nd week in a row, isn't it?
Yeah. And biggest round, and this is where we had the fun last week. Anybody beat a 36 centimetre whiting?
In my dreams.
In my dreams. Steve
Morning,
Medler
Steve.
again. So I think the beers are on you tonight, Steve.
Well done, mate. Hang on, don't go too far.
You know you're going to have to do the magic draw.
Oh, right.
Lucky peg.
I'll go with one
I
of
need
you.
lucky peg because I didn't get anything else.
Thank you.
Me?
Well,
Oh,
Simon.
yes! Absolutely. Oh, I really feel as though...